Jake from State Farm. I want that personal price plan. So how's this for personal? I draw mustaches on players' faces when they're asleep.
Coach Reed, you don't need to get that personal to get the State Farm personal price plan. It helps you create an affordable price just for you.
Oh.
Coach, it happened again.
I'm gonna get to the bottom of this.
Call or click to get a quote today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Chiefs or die! Final score from Raymond James Stadium down there in Tampa Bay. Yeah, way down there. Your Kansas City Chiefs, 41. Tom Brady and the old man Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 31. Well, your Kansas City Chiefs came out and delivered. Travis Kelce with 9,382 yards moved into 5th place all time for NFL tight ends. Getting ready to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. But he's still got 5 or 6 years left. So we aren't going to expedite that just yet. But it's going to happen, baby. Your Kansas City Chiefs came out. And Patrick Mahomes was fighting the world. Was fighting the world all week. After the Eric Bieniemy stuff, after all the experts came out and predicted Tom Brady to win. Patrick Mahomes has been putting out fires. Been putting out plenty of fires for quite some time. Now, before we get started, folks, before we break this down, this epic game down, I got some birthday wishes. I got some birthday wishes from one of my followers. Follow me a second. He's a loyal follower. He just turned 12 years old. And he's been following me for 3 years. Props to his dad for letting him watch my show. Bob Simons, the father, he says, sure, you can watch the show because most of my stuff's rated PG-13. You've been watching me since 2016. No, yeah, ShaggyShane. He's kind of PG-13 with the stuff. But we're going to wish Noah Simon a happy 12th birthday. Shouts to you, Noah. I appreciate you following my show for the last 3 years. And shouts to your big Harlan, Iowa Cyclones victory. You won 15-7 Saturday on your 12th birthday. Your 12th birthday weekend, your Harlan, Iowa Cyclones came out and you dominated in a big 15-7 victory. Happy birthday, Noah. And we're also going to celebrate a gentleman's birthday in the next 48 hours. he's going to be 33. Travis Kelce and Noah Simon. Do this with me, Chiefs Kingdom. One's going to be 33 and one's just turned 12. We're going to sing happy birthday to him. Happy birthday to Noah and Travis. Happy birthday to Noah and Travis. Happy birthday, dear Noah and Travis Kelce. Happy birthday to you too. Happy birthday, Noah Simon and Travis Kelce in 48 hours. Big Travis is going to be 43. As I mentioned, his 9 receptions for 92 yards gave him 9,328 receiving yards, moving in 5th all time. And Travis Kelce has now scored the 10th most points in franchise history, passing Jamal Charles. Way to go, Travis. Only the best. Only the best. Number 87, Travis Kelce. Now let's get to this game, baby. First off, Chris Lamons. Some say Lamons, some say Lamons. I'm going to call him Lamons. I've been calling him Chris Lamons for quite some time. Knocked the ball out of the receiver's hand on the kickoff. Chiefs set up shop. 2 plays later, it's Patrick to the man I've been preaching, Travis Kelce. Takes it in for a touchdown. The Buccaneers came down the field. They settled for a field goal. Patrick Mahomes drove him back down the field. Put Jerick McKinnon lined up as a quarterback inside the handoff to Clyde. It's 14-3. Now the Chiefs force a punt, and now you're thinking, wow, if we go down and somehow kick a field goal, get a touchdown, we'll be up 21-3. But on 4th and 1, Patrick tried to dump it off to Clyde, and he let it hit him in the face, a la Christian McCoy in 1990 against Denver. For those old people that remember like me, hit it off McCoy's face. That's what it reminded me of. So you're thinking, man, we could have put him away. But L'Jarius Sneed comes up with a big sack and a fumble. 2 plays later, it's 2nd and goal at the 2. Mahomes rolls all the way to his right, does a spin move out of a DJ White, and does a touch pass to Clyde in the end zone. Now the Chiefs are up 21-3. What a play. The world was losing their mind on that. We were stoked. But it was the dreaded 21-3. Oh, no. Seems like every time the Chiefs are up 21-3, they lose some heartbreakers or they barely hang on. Buccaneers went down and scored. But the Chiefs came back and scored. And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Kansas City Chiefs freaks worldwide of all ages, this was a statement game. Patrick Mahomes came out and he delivered. Now, compared to last week, some people were saying, well, why didn't we see this last week against the Colts? It's human nature, folks. Sometimes these players, these guys come out and they're up for games they're supposed to be, and they're not up for games that they should be. The entire team, from the head coaching staff on down to numerous players, played terrible. Patrick Mahomes, in 2 games, regular season games against the Indianapolis Colts, has had his 2 worst games of his career. But he rebounded. And what we saw from Patrick Mahomes last night is what we saw from Patrick Mahomes throughout the 2019 playoff run. Patrick Mahomes was going up and down the sidelines. He was standing up. He was being a leader. Not only a leader, the leader of the Kansas City Chiefs. He was in the face of the defensive backs when Matthew Wright kicked the extra point to go up 7-0. Patrick Mahomes was running off the field, going up to Matthew, saying, yes, yes. It was inspiring because you knew, once you saw the vibe of Patrick Mahomes, you knew at that time, Chiefs aren't going to lose this game. Because when the Chiefs lost the AFC Championship game, folks, the leaders didn't step up. And when the Chiefs lost last week, the leaders didn't step up. The reason why I brought up specifically the AFC Championship game, many of you also know that my show is in collaboration with Starcade Media. And with Starcade Media, Noah Groniger and Clint Schweitzer. I was on last year after the Chiefs lost to the Cincinnati Bengals in the AFC Championship game. And Danelle Bennett and Kimball Anders were on the Zoom call with us. And they said in that game, they were at the AFC Championship game, and they were monitoring the sidelines when the Bengals got the momentum in the second half. Danelle Bennett and Kimball Anders both said, we were looking for the leaders. We were looking for the leaders on the sideline to go up and down the sideline saying, come on, let's change this momentum. and it wasn't there. Not to say that leadership would have helped then, but it might have. But last night, Patrick Mahomes was the leader of the entire team, and you saw it on the field. Sometimes in the games, the previous weeks, they'd do a close-up of Patrick Mahomes, and he'd just be chewing on his mouthpiece like this. And then the game would be in doubt. But last night, Patrick Mahomes was going up and down the sidelines. Now, people may think, well, does Patrick Mahomes need to be going up and down the sidelines every game, getting in everybody's face? Because that could wear off. Yeah, you don't want your quarterback to have to do that, but in times of peril, in times of desperation, in times of, we got to change this momentum, the leaders have to stand up. And I commend Patrick for standing up. Again, he should not have to stand up and go up and down the sidelines every single week. But most of the time, when the momentum's against us, that's what I want to see from my leader. And I believe I speak for Chiefs Kingdom when we see our leaders, when the momentum's clearly on the other team's side, you want to see number 15 going up and down them sidelines like he was last night, like he was throughout the 2019 playoff run, saying, let's do this. We're going to do this. And it was a statement game. The Chiefs put up 41 points on the number one defense in the National Football League. You can't just say, yeah, the Chiefs put up 41 points, but the Buccaneers got the 24th ranked defense. No, the Chiefs did that against the number one defense. The Seattle Seahawks, yes, went on the road yesterday and put up 48 at Detroit. But the Detroit Lions suck. The Buccaneers defense is the best. Patrick Mahomes went up against the best, and he delivered. We didn't have to punt until 2 minutes were left in the game because these guys all stepped up. Now let's look at these stats of your Kansas City Chiefs and how they got it done individually. Patrick Mahomes was 23 of 37 for 249 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 1 interception. Now, the ground game and the offensive line. That's why we stand up for this guy right here. Number 52 out of Oklahoma. The 2021 second-round draft pick, Creed Humphrey. The freaking offensive line was stout, baby. They were stout. Look at this is what they did. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, 19 carries, 92 yards, 1 touchdown. Isaiah Pacheco, he was running like a man pissed. He was focused. He showed patience. He showed patience and determination to follow the block, move inside, scoot where he had, as long as he only averaged 5.7 yards a carry, but they were huge. It was money. It was money. People say, how the Chiefs can replace Tyreek Hill? I honestly said pregame, just be Byron Pringle, but the running game is what will replace Tyreek Hill. Moving the chains, slowing down the clock. A running game replaces Tyreek Hill. Isaiah Pacheco, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, the beasts on this offensive line, Creed. Your freaking guards, Trey Smith, all the money that we put into our left guard. Orlando Brown, you want that freaking money? You better start freaking playing like it. And he's stepping up on that ground game. Keep freaking running. That's how you replace the cheetah. Now let's look at these stats for your wide receivers. Travis Kelce has 9 receptions, 92 yards, 10-yard average, a touchdown, as I mentioned. Marquise Valdes-Scantling caught a big pass over the middle on the second drive, or the third or fourth drive. He had 3 receptions for 63 yards, way to step up. Juju was huge on third down when Patrick Mahomes was about to go down on third down on that pass where he rolled out, did another spin, almost fell. Way to be at the right spot. Juju! Sky Moore, his 2 receptions, 31 yards. Way to get him acclimated into the offense. Way to get him in. He had 1 reception against the Cardinals for 30 yards. Week 1, he finally got back in the offense. 2 for 31 today. Jody Fortson, all he does is catch touchdowns. All he does is catch touchdowns. 1 reception, 10 yards. Baby Cheetah, McCole Hardman, still coming back from that heel, had 1 for 4. Clyde had 1 for 2, including that touchdown. Jerick McKinnon was 1 for 1. And all three tight ends for your Chiefs scored a touchdown. Noah Gray filling in for Blake Bell on that quarterback sneak. That was sweet. And of course, on defense, L'Jarius Sneed had the only sack, but it was huge. Rashad Fenton could add another sack, but he just slipped off Brady like Brady was lubed with Vaseline or something. He just Fenton went up to Brady, put his arms around him, and Brady just slipped out like he was a little kid. So only L'Jarius Sneed only had that one sack, and it was a good thing. Sky Moore was a punt returner, had 1 for 12. Matthew Wright was huge. 2 of 2 field goals. And he was clutch on his extra points. He looked like if we would have had him last week against the Colts, we would have been 4-0. But we're going to forget about that game moving forward, folks. We're going to forget about that game moving forward. You know why? Because it's Raiders week. It is Raiders week, and we are ready. Props to freaking Fidel, who keeps taking the Chiefs or Die crew down to on the road trips. I keep telling you, if you want to freaking go on the road with these guys, get with them. They'll take care of you. It'll be a beautiful time. Props to Arrowhead South, Big Red Chief. He did a lot for them, those people. And props to everybody who helped out with Hurricane Ian. People down there in Florida, making sure everybody's getting taken care of, getting Fort Myers put back together. Props. Now, as I mentioned, it's Raiders week. We don't fool around with the Raiders. No, we don't. It's Monday Night Football at Arrowhead Stadium. And the Chiefs don't fool around. The game ball this week, obviously, goes to Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes gets the game ball. Without a doubt. As the great Marty Schottenheimer would say about Patrick Mahomes' performance last night, he wasn't going to be denied. Patrick was not going to be denied. He wasn't. You got this, Patrick. Keep being the leader, not a leader, the leader. This is your team. This is your division. This is your conference. Patrick freaking Mahomes. Keep standing up and believing, because Arrowhead Stadium's 4 miles from my house, which is only a short drive to the countryside. Where you going? You can't run and hide. So many questions. Questions like, do you think we'll see this kind of leadership from Patrick Mahomes every single week? And I can only say, I think so. I think so. Patrick Mahomes wants to be back in the playoffs. Wants to be back in the Super Bowl. Because he is the man. I mean, hell, look at him. That's the man right there. That's the man. Until next week, this is ShaggyShane saying thank you for following me. I will see you then after the Chiefs and Raiders. Until then, this is ShaggyShane saying, go Chiefs.